Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Ken. And I have my special guest with me today. I have my lovely bride and trainer for Destiny Global Coaching, April Brown, and Mr. Butch McCracken, the general manager of the company. And we are here. I'm going to get a sip of this because it's actually really good. Oh.
There we go.
Way to start off a morning. So, yeah, you know what? Last week, we had an incredible first steps to success. And I would like to kind of take a little journey back and kind of get a little bit of a recap. But more importantly, what I want to know is, what did you take personally away from this event? Butch, you've been to, I don't even know. It's like 1,000. I know I'm exaggerating, but it's a lot.
999.
Yeah, a lot. So only second to Jackie and Carmen, right? And they're still going to be attending because they're presenting with me. So that counts because we also listen.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we learn through each thing as we're teaching ourselves and actually feel more convicted. But April, I would like to start with you and see what your key or a couple key takeaways from this event was for you.
Okay, so this last weekend, it was amazing. I have to kind of just say that there were a couple of things that really got me. But the thing that's really interesting is the accountability that comes with being at events, because I actually I prepare myself, my mind starts going there that I'm going to hear these things and some of the things I should be applying that I'm
Conviction.
not. Yeah. And so I start, even the day before, like it starts like, oh, I'm processing some things and where am I at? What am I doing? And so actually what really happened was that the day of the event, my daughter and I were watching. I didn't sleep the night before, so I didn't really go at first to the watch party, and we were at home watching it because we're still up, we're still dressed, we're still ready to hear, but yeah, her and I were processing a lot, and just opening up conversations to talk about things that of where we are, and that's really what I get. I take 1 to 3 things that I work on each event, and then when it comes to the next event, I'm like, where am I at with those things? So I was evaluating where I was at even before the event, and then going through it and hearing it were some things that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to let Butch talk about one of the laws that really spoke to me, and I actually started in the mompreneur, but something that I've been working.
Go ahead, tell us about it now. You don't have to wait for Butch.
All right.
Ladies first. That is so kind of you, but no, you're not going to do that to us like we're on the edge of the cliff. Wait a minute. Where are we going? And then she's like, hey, we're going to go to Butch. No, we're not going to commercial break. We're staying live right here. Do not turn off.
Anyway.
Okay, so
tell me about this law.
Yes, this law is the law of being faithful with a little.
Oh, wow.
And some specifics that Carmen went into on the mompreneur that started in me. And you've seen the results of it, that I've started being faithful with the little. I actually have had some training with one of our coaches, actually, that teaches us about how to be faithful with the little with what we're eating and buying and eating at home, first of all. Right. And I think you shared about that. A lot of our fat that was you just let out our secret there that when we would say it's time for dinner, we'd all go towards the car because it's like we're jumping in the car to go to the restaurant. And so just not being faithful with that, and really unfaithful. And I would say that I didn't have time, but it's really been hitting me that really to be faithful with a little, you have to be grateful, because if you and your language that you use, because if I say I don't have enough time, then I'm not being grateful for the time that I have and how I'm using it, and I'm not setting my priorities according to my time. because
a
I
big
have
one.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
It is a priorities, though. You just nailed it. It
Yeah.
is priorities.
So
You got
if
it.
that's a priority to me, then I'm going to be faithful with it. So it is a priority to me, but I wasn't living like it. So just being faithful with setting the menu, which I did get the skills from one of our coaches of how to set a menu, and I think you're talking with her next week. So being faithful with how to set a menu.
You just leaked something,
I
didn't you?
just leaked it just a little bit. So, but being faithful with setting a menu, and then you go and pick up the groceries now. Like I usually do that Wednesday night, or Wednesday set my menu. Wednesday night I'll order, and you go pick it up on Thursday. It's so easy.
Right.
It's actually saving time, a lot of time.
Time is money.
Yeah. So, so then you go pick up the groceries, and then we do like kind of setting meals for the rest of the week on Thursday. We'll cook several things at one time, so that's saving time.
Mm-hmm.
So here I was saying I didn't have enough time. I had plenty of time. It was just like how I was using
Where
my
is it?
time and the skills that I needed to know for how to save my time.
No, that's
Yeah. And we get the benefit of that
Mhm.
because then you have time to come here and do stuff like this with me
Yeah.
and meet with other people that need you. And so thank you for that. And I get to eat wonderful food. And that's just all built into one thing. And that's just one law. We have many more that we could talk about, but thank you for sharing that.
Can I share one more thing about just the mindset? Because also I would say I don't
Yes,
have
you
enough
can.
money, or how many people will say, I don't have enough money. I'm not making enough money. And if we're not grateful for what we have, that's also being faithful with a little. Just being faithful with what you have. And the words we speak are so powerful. To say that we don't have enough money, then we're going to feel like we don't have enough money, and we're not going to be grateful. We're not going to be faithful with that little that we've been given.
That
No,
is
I-
a good lesson.
You know, in piggybacking on that, recently over the last couple of weeks, I've been convicted, even 10 years into this, and hearing it over and over.
1,000
The
events.
refresher that is needed. You know, I walk into the local HEB and I pick up a $1.50 candy bar, just because I can. And it's not about the $1.50, but I felt Father say to me, Butch, if you're not faithful with $1, how can you be faithful with 100? Right? And it's because it comes down to the mindset. Because how am I looking at it? You know, how am I treating it? Type of thing. So, no, that faithful with the little is a conviction when you look at it. That's really good, really good. So, it's definitely convicting.
Yeah,
And
it
slap
is.
the candy
It's
bar
like,
back down.
That's
Fine,
good.
Yeah.
You know. So.
So, Butch, what was the one thing that you walked away from this event that really stuck out to you?
You know, for me, one of the big draws in my years with Danny doing First Steps and now transitioning to you guys, it's always been about the vulnerability of Danny and overcoming. Okay? We all know her past, those that knew her, and what she overcome to get where she was. And I know a lot about you guys. And the one thing that hit me hard, and I even messaged Jackie at lunch after it, was him sharing how he was raised. I never knew that. I've known Jackie for years. Known it's not been a fun childhood, but I never knew that. And it hit me like, what's my excuse? You know what I mean? Like, when I look and see what he's accomplished by application, I said to him, you could have easily fallen back on, oh, I'm just, you know, this is the way I was raised and this is all I know. But he didn't accept that. And that's our speakers. That's, so live in it, you know, walk in the walk. Not, you know, talking it and then look behind the curtain and it's something totally different. So I was really convicted about where am I? And my childhood was nothing like Jackie's. It wasn't the greatest, but who has the greatest, right? But when I see what he's overcome, and then I see what each person has, whatever it might be, it just really motivated me to say, what's your excuse, Butch? Get over yourself. No matter what your excuse is. And that's one thing that First Steps really does, is it gave us the tools over the years, the 10 years, and it wasn't overnight instant fame. Hey, I got it. Look, here we are 10 years later. I'm getting convicted for $1.
Right.
Right? Because, that's why I continue to plug into it. I gotta be refreshed, because life, we forget that when we leave First Steps and we go out, life hasn't changed. There's still the pulls of a $1.50 candy bar. There's still the pulls of people trying to get you do this, and so you have to work to not get pulled into it. Look at the state of our country and the world right now. If we didn't get the skills as a family from First Steps over the years, we'd be in a sorry place right now. Sorry place.
Right.
Yeah.
So the First Steps for me is always a great refresher, but there's always something new of getting convicted from these events. So it's persevere. It's get out of your own stuff. You can do this and make it happen. So the tools are there, but you got to pick them up and use them. So yeah.
Personal accountability.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, but if you would go in the comments section right now and tell me something that you walked away from this event with that's going to help you in your life every day. Tell me something that you gained, your key takeaway. Put that in the comments below. I really want to know. And I will do my best to respond back to you. I know that that's important to you, and it's important to me to stay connected with you. So thank you for doing that. And you're also very good at following directions. Yeah, so thank you for doing that. Because as I do this, one of the things that April mentioned is accountability. And that's what I want us to walk in that in love and not in a hammer. I call it a velvet hammer, as Ross used to call it. So I'm gonna ping you just to keep going in the right direction, but I don't want you injured in the process, right? It's maybe another way of saying it is to give you a pat on the back and a kick in the pants. We want to keep moving together, and the same for me, right? And Butch and I tend to do that for each other, and April especially with me, very good about encouraging me to make right decisions. So, yeah, we're making a lot of those things. This event touched me in so many ways, but the one thing that really brought me back to is just watching judgment. Right? Because even seeing people that I know and love, that I know I can do better, but not judging them, but encouraging them. Because if I have love, I don't have judgment. And just loving them and loving you where you're at and encouraging you. And also giving us a safe place. The one thing also to just, even though I taught spiritual commitment, just feeling so convicted as a leader of this organization, is making sure you feel safe to share what's going on in a safe environment, which is 2% Nation, which controls entry into that. If you've been to a First Steps, you are invited. Tell your friends, everybody, get in 2% Nation and share what's going on in your life so we know how to pray for you, how to encourage you. There's other ways to connect as well. But that is a good one because we want the community involved. And that's what this community does. Yeah. Talk about that. I mean, talk about Jackie getting to where he is and fulfilling his dreams. Well, it started with Stacy, his brother, working towards his dreams, and Jackie grabbing a hold of that. But that's accountability. Yeah. Right? That's what accountability does. It moves us forward. So also want to mention that we have Creating a Dynasty coming up, and the dates for that are November 12th, 13th, and 14th. And yes, I'll be there. I'm going to be doing some special things, and Jackie and Carmen are going to be doing them with me. There might be a few characters that pop up from the past that used to be a part of this that we have dug out of the old treasure chest, and they're going to be making some special appearances here during Creating a Dynasty that you just don't want to miss. We are going to have so much fun at this, and the reason being is because it is where you get to apply what you're learning, not just be talked to, right? We do get responses, and it's interactive during First Steps. I get that. But this is a whole different level, and we're going to be digging back to some characters to help us accomplish those things and really get the messages across. So I invite you to get plugged into this, to get your ticket, and be a part with us in that. There's several specials going on right now. But jump on in and let's get this together. It only happens once a year, and I want you there.
Can I just piggyback on that? You mentioned one word there, interaction. And I know a lot of people, as we transition through this time in our country of doing it virtual and the wanting to get together. We have some clients, and it's open to all that want to do one, watch parties, right? So Mark Holden one in Dallas, Texas.
That's where I was at for First Steps, and we'll be at for Creating a Dynasty, because then you can do the activities together.
Yes.
It's so important.
We have room there for 150 people. Chris Walls in Pensacola.
How many people?
150.
In Dallas?
In Dallas, the room.
Holy cow.
You
That's
imagine?
incredible, Butch.
Yeah.
We get everybody together there. We could do the interactions massively. Chris Walls in Pensacola, and I believe there's a couple more that people are in the works. I see people putting it out there. Hey, we're in so-and-so. So I encourage you, get together with the community. There's nothing like it, right? So we got those watch parties. If you need to know more about it, give us a call here at the office. We'll connect you with Mark. We'll connect you with Chris, and we'll get that thing rolling. But I encourage you, get to them, because there is community. There is like-minded people, and there is interaction.
So what I also want to encourage is that when I first came, almost 4 years ago in February, this next February will be 4 years. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But, and I want to share this because I have filled up 3 notebooks of notes from these 4 years that I go back regularly to read those. But the thing that has, because when we first came, it was a university thing where all of this curriculum was, and it was like long things that you would watch. And now we have Life Map.
Oh my gosh!
And Life Map is a whole different ball game. It's like in small little segments that you can watch throughout between these events.
Yes.
And it's so minimal because per month, and that's what keeps you on, keep going from each event.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, just going from one event to the next, you need that reminder, those things that you're continuing to work on in small segments, because it's not like the fire hose coming at you at the events.
Yeah.
It's really segments that
Bite-sized
you can take, and you can consume and you can work on.
No,
So,
that's awesome.
That's actually a really good point. And here's one of the reasons that you're mentioning that, as we had talked about, is if you look at many of our most successful clients, you're going to see that they plug in frequently, and our clients that are on the rise, meaning that they're accomplishing their goals. They're knocking the ball out of the park. Even during COVID and all this craziness, they're killing it. And they're bringing their families together. They're healing relationships. They're earning more money. All of it seems to go hand in hand as you start really focusing on your life and in personal development. Why it's not easy, it's doable.
Yeah.
It is doable. And
Totally.
Jackie said that it's if you follow directions, we're going to help you get there, because we believe in you, and we're gonna walk with you every step of the way. So that is a great point. Very good point. And you know what? We have fun in the process. I love doing this time together. Coffee with Ken is so special to me. I do want to pause and just say thank you, Jackie and Carmen. They actually made it home. They drove home and just got home early this morning.
16 hours.
16 hours straight driving through because they were going home to take care of their A-team. So, it's just special to have them here with us for such a period of time, and just getting to really spend just a lot of quality time in prepping and getting prepared for what's coming, and the webinars, as well as creating a dynasty. And just want to say thank you to you two for all that you do for us and pouring into this community.
Yes.
And
thank you.
we just love you. So
I want to thank Chris behind the scenes. Man, he's always working. He comes up,
he
with
does.
the stuff and helping us and keeps us in line, and so and laughing while we're doing it.
And keeping it fun.
Keeping it fun.
Keeping it fun.
I'm going to be announcing something, and I'm sure that she's probably going to be watching, because while she knows that there's a certain time that's come up, I haven't set a specific date. But next week, I am aiming to have Miss Trina Holden. She obviously lives here in Kerrville and married to our wonderful Jeremy Holden. I plan on having her in studio next week to talk about a few little surprise tips and some things that are improving lives of our clients. And so I'm going to have her in studio with me. So, Trina, if you're seeing this for the first time, I'll be reaching out to you shortly. So, I always, what is it? I would rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission sometimes. Sometimes that gets me into real trouble. So just know that I'm coming. I'm going to be talking to you soon, Miss Trina. So thank you, community, for doing all that you do. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to put your comments about what you walked away from this First Steps with.
Yeah.
Okay? And by the way, if some of you are watching and you want to come to Create a Dynasty, we're going to have something special that we have never done before, because we had a group of people that were at doing a leadership development thing at their church, and they to qualify for Creating a Dynasty, you have to go through first steps, and we're not going to be changing that because there's too much that you will not, you have to come to Creating a Dynasty. And we're going to be having a special an offering about for people that need to go to first steps. We're going to have something about that, and you can call into the office if you need to do that, or if you know someone that needs to, because I'll assure you,
That's a great deal.
Yeah,
that's a really good deal.
no, it is.
Yeah,
And it's a great price.
Mm-hmm.
I think, don't hold me to it. Well, actually, you're going to. So
Yeah.
yeah, you might not.
it's
call in,
$100.
you'll
It's
get
$199 for this to
Did
get
you know?
qualified. Well, no, because if I'm doing it for one group, I need to
Wow.
do it for another. But you have to
Mhm.
do it whenever it's being offered. It's the only catch that I'm going to give
Mhm.
you, because there's a lot of work that the team's going through to qualify these people, because we love them. And we want them to attend Creating a Dynasty, but we're not going to bend the rules, because you have to be that
Yeah.
to understand
Mm,
what you're going
yeah.
into. Yeah, you have to have that
Mhm.
foundation
Full
set so you're
Yes.
ready for Creating a Dynasty, because it's a whole
Mhm.
different level, as I learned.
Yeah.
Some stomach upsetting exercises that really get take you to a completely different level.
But it's so worth it. Like,
Yes.
my personality, I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, I felt sick in my stomach, I wanted to throw up. But afterward, I realized that I feel that anyway.
You do.
So why not go through that process that we learn so you get to the other side? Because I felt peace afterwards.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
worth going through it to have peaceful relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than that. Is
Mhm.
remember, we're a safe place, and just knowing that coming into it.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, before you get there, we're going to be a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
We're a safe place for you to learn how to work through conflict resolution and forgiveness, and we actually practice those exercises to a whole
Mhm.
different level. So want to encourage you, get to Creating a Dynasty. Get your ticket online, get it, call the office, whatever you need to do. I want to see you there, and thank you, and have a most blessed day until
Have
I
a great
see you
day.
again. Bye-bye.